Hi, and welcome to our WebRTC Fiddle of the Month. This time what we're going to do is to share a partial part of the screen. Right, Philip?
Yes.
Okay, and how exactly do we go about doing that on a conceptual level?
On a conceptual level, we're trying to crop the resulting stream. That means we need to crop each frame.
Okay, so I'm going to use getDisplayMedia as I usually would. That would give me something or what the user wanted to share.
Mhm.
And then how do I get that data and have it in a way that I can manipulate it?
That is done with the new Breakout Box API or MediaStreamTrackGenerator and MediaStreamTrackProcessor, which is a Chrome-only API right now.
Okay, do you want to guide us through this then?
Yes.
Okay.
So we start at the bottom, and the first thing we do is we check,
That's fine.
if that API is available. If it isn't, then it doesn't make sense to continue with the fiddle.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And in production, you can't offer such a feature to any users. And the next thing we do is we do a drop-down, which we enable if this works.
Mm-hmm.
And this drop-down is having an on change. So if we change the drop-down, it will change the value of the crop mode variable. And we check the value later in the code. And then we have our run function, which is an async function, and we can't use a top level yet, so we need to put it into an async function. And this is the run function. Fairly simple. The first thing it does, it calls getDisplayMedia with a video stream, which usually shows the selector API that is in Chrome.
Mm-hmm.
And we get a track from that, which is a video track. And then we create a media stream generator from that track.
Okay, so this is where the breakout box comes in, right?
Yes.
We call getDisplayMedia. The user decided what to share. In your case, I see that you decided to share a Chrome tab, probably.
A Chrome window.
A Chrome window. And then we call MediaStreamTrackGenerator, which is essentially the breakout box.
Yes.
Okay.
And we're currently doing a local example, so we don't attach it to a peer connection.
Okay, but I can use the stream that it generates, the media stream that it generates, and shove it into a peer connection to someone else if I want to.
Yes.
Okay.
That makes it a bit more complicated than the simple fiddle we have, but we try to keep them small.
Okay.
Yes, and we set the display, the source object, to the media stream based on the generator.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And the next thing we have is a MediaStreamTrack processor, which is getting the track as an input argument. So it is taking it is processing the output from the track.
So this is a transform function on our frames.
Yes.
Okay. So each
the
time
processor has a readable event, and that will go through a transform stream, which is calling a transform function on every single frame.
Okay.
Then it goes into the generator as writable, so it's creating a media pipeline in JavaScript.
Okay, so let's say you go to the drop down on the right and just let's choose something else.
Yes, let's do the upper left quarter. So we see the size changed and the visible viewport changed as well.
Okay.
So let's look at how we do that. We have this transform function, which gets the frame and the controller. Controller is where you reinsert the frame after you're done with processing it.
Okay.
And it evaluates the crop mode. And if the crop mode is upper left, that means we are creating a new frame with a reduced visible rectangle, which is half the size in width and height of the existing frame.
Okay.
And for the similar case of upper right, we would take the same width and height, divided by 2, and we would choose new x and y coordinates for the offset. There's a slight problem with that, and it doesn't work in the example I have here because the offset needs to be aligned with the pixel format. So you can't choose freely, but need to use multiples of, I think, 16 for that.
Okay. By the way, it worked for me when I played with it on the full screen.
Yes.
So when I shared the full screen and played with it, I saw the fiddle on the page, and I could see either the top right left corner of it or the top right one, which is really neat.
Yes, it really depends on the size, and the window size is an odd number to start with.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And
so, yes.
If you could show the screen once more.
Okay.
And we also have the default case, which is to do nothing, no cropping. So we just create a new video frame based on the old frame.
Okay.
And then we enqueue the frame into the pipeline and close the old frame. And that's
just
it.
a question out of curiosity. Couldn't we just enqueue the old frame in instead of creating a new one from the old one?
I tried that, but that got more complicated with closing the frame. So it was easier to just create a new frame as something based on the existing frame.
Okay. Okay.
And in terms of memory alignment, it's the same. It's the same memory backend.
Okay, so it's just a pointer to an object.
Yes.
Okay, so let's sum things up. We started by checking that we actually support Breakout Box, because at least today, only Chrome and Chromium-based browsers support it. Then we called get display media because we need a source. We could have used the webcam as well. So I can use that, for example, to crop whatever the camera brings so I can send over the network only what I know that people are watching.
Yes,
for
I
example.
did that for WebRTC Hacks to do a smart gallery feature.
Yep. So next we did the get display media or get user media. We create the breakout box, and there we do the transform by simply copying the old frame to a new one and offsetting and deciding the size of that frame.
Yes.
Okay. So thank you for that, and see you next month in our next Fiddle of the Month.
Yes. Bye.
Bye.